How's it going? Today's part 3 of our weld inspection videos that we've been doing a series of. Today I want to talk high level about visual inspection and some of the gauges that are used and the importance around understanding these gauges and some of the things that they apply to, and to give all of our customers and audience understanding of what we teach here at OTech Services. So again, we're going to go over a high level view today of visual inspection and those gauges that are used in those applications. So one of the first gauges we'll talk about, again, going to keep it high level, is the fillet gauge, which is used on, as its name suggests, on majority of the time used in fillet weld applications for like structural measurements or structural steel, used to weld or to measure the face of the weld, it being convexity or concavity, or that weld reinforcement. It's also used to measure the throat, the actual throat, and the theoretical throat, which we will talk about in some of our later videos where we go over what is the throat of the weld, why is it calculated, how is it calculated, and these are things that are taught standard in our examiner and weld inspection classes here at OTech Services. The other things that it's used to measure are like the legs of the weld, if you're looking for equal legs of the weld or unequal legs of the weld based on its application and its purpose and the strains that it's going to be under. Some of the other gauges that we teach too are the camber gauge, which is used for weld reinforcement, also used for measuring the throat or the fillet size of that weld. We have things like the go, no-go gauge for fit-ups of structural plates or pipe, and used for a couple different other things and applications. So just want to take this time to reiterate that visual inspection is critical and very important to the welder who is doing the weldments. Again, your first line of defense is the welder. Before it even gets to the inspection or gets into the inspector or gets to the CWI or the ASNT, whatever level they may be that's on site, or just your regular quality inspection personnel that are at that company, the welder is always the first line of defense. And if the welder can't recognize either discontinuities or defects in the weld, being porosity, undercut, lack of fusion, crater cracks, the list goes on, right? If he's not able to recognize those or how to measure them or understand, if somebody walks up to a welder and says, I need a 1/4-inch fillet weld on this plate, how do I obtain that? How do I measure it to make sure that I have that? That's where these fillet gauges come in. So the inspection class is not just designed around building better inspectors and quality programs for your company, but it's also really truly meant for the welder as well. There's plenty of companies that I've used to work for where they do not even let the welder out of the training facility or they're into the field to weld until they've went through visual inspection classes as well, because it's so critically important for the welder to not understand just how to weld and produce and create good sound welds, but how to actually inspect those welds before the inspector gets there, because it cuts down on quality, rework, time spent performing the job duties. Welders always going to be first line of defense. So keep that in mind when you have your welders out in the field. Don't think that they just need to go through welding classes and understand the importance of how to weld and operate weld equipment and produce sound welds that pass X-ray or different other quality NDE or NDT methods, but it's also important for them to take inspection classes as well. So like I said, stay tuned, where I know this was kind of high level, but wanted to reiterate that message. And then in our next videos, we're going to actually go over, we'll be in more of a class setting where I'll be on the board and we'll go through those different terminologies of what is the throat, what is the actual throat, what is the theoretical throat, what is the leg of the weld, and what they're used for and why they're important and how they're calculated. So stay tuned. As always, love hearing from you guys. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on our website or reach out to us on LinkedIn, Facebook. Our videos are on YouTube as well. So let us know if you have any questions, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thanks.